Alright, this video will consist of the biometric forensic examination of Michelle Obama, whom I've been saying for a while now is Rain Pryor, Richard Pryor's daughter, which of course, if you followed my work, you'll know that Barack Obama is her half-brother. So, we can begin by looking at the photographs. The one of Rain Pryor comes from a photograph from the series Rain Pryor 2014, which I don't believe that's correct on the date as well. It's actually much older than that. They've changed that date, but nevertheless it doesn't matter because we can still use the image. The other image that we're going to use of Michelle comes from the images entitled Michelle Obama's Inaugural Dress. You can find them when you Google that name, and also it's found at Huffington Post to be more specific. The images are pretty good res, they're good enough for what we need, and we can begin. The interesting thing about the subject here is I've noticed for a while now that on Michelle's wrist she has some scarring. From what I don't know, when she's in public, she'll usually wear something on that wrist to cover it, either a watch or some type of piece of jewelry. But we're going to find the same scars over on Rain as well, as we can see there right here. Furthermore, this is the image that we took from here. I just spun it around, did nothing to it, no color correction, nothing. It is as it is on the web. We can also see, as I mentioned before, the very large scar here on the wrist, which is visible here. It does look like possibly she was in some type of accident, because we don't see any type of bone movement here, but we can see that there's obviously some type of bone movement there. We can see this is the other scar on the other side, which is right here. You can also see across from that other scar, there is the other indentation right here. It possibly looks like there's a birthmark right here, but that could be a shadow, but the shadow doesn't consistently move up the arm here, so it looks like there is some type of a burn or a birthmark that we're looking at. For the vein pattern, it's a little difficult because Rain was much more heavy than she is now as she's playing Michelle, so her veins are a little bit more obscured. You can see it right here. And then she has this going off to the side, which is right here. It looks like possibly there might have been some liposuction done on the hands, but it looks more like there's these are fractured from possibly a car accident or something that broke her wrists, because they're still here when she was Rain, so it's obviously not lipo. So it could be a combination of both. But we do see the bone protrusion here. That isn't here, it would be right here. But we do see that there is the same scarring around it. So we can positively identify Rain Pryor as Michelle Obama by the biometrics. So we can see in this photo that, of course, they are very similar. The one of Rain, of course, on the right is much older, and she was much heavier at the time, but you can still see that the same facial landmarks and even almost the same hairdo is present. The next brief video that I will release will go over Barack and who his real father, and more importantly, who his grandfather is on his mother's side. That's the big shocker. As for Frank Marshall Davis, you'll find out that he is actually his grandfather on the other side, so his father's father. and you will see the information that is consistent, and you'll find out who his father is.